All right, everyone, welcome back as we are at halftime in the final first round game in the college football playoff first round. It is all Oregon, 34-6 at the half. Oregon leading James Madison. James Madison did salvage a field goal there at the end of the first half. Let's run down the first half stats. Oregon, 360 yards of offense compared to James Madison's 197. 15 first downs for the Ducks, 12 for James Madison. One turnover in the first half. That was that interception thrown by Moore on a tip. James Madison penalized 8 times in the first half for 70 yards. Oregon 2 times for 30 yards. Both of those, or all 10 of those penalties, occurred in the second quarter. We had a penalty-free first quarter. Stats in this game. Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, 11 of 14, 211 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, the 1 interception on the tip. Seven different receivers have caught passes for Oregon in the first half. Jeremiah McClellan, leading receiver, 4 catches, 48 yards, and a touchdown. 2 catches for 19 yards for Kenyon Sadiq. 1 catch for 46 yards and a touchdown for Malik Benson. 1 catch, 41 yards, and a touchdown for Jamari Johnson. Other receivers, De'Ara Hill Jr., 1 catch for 40 yards. Noah Whittington, 1 catch for 12. And DeCorian Moore, 1 catch for 5 yards. Running the football for Oregon, Jordan Davison, 5 carries, 67 yards. De'Ara Hill Jr., 2 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Noah Whittington carried it twice for 12 yards. Dante Moore, 1 time for 5 yards and a touchdown. For James Madison in the first half, Alonzo Barnett, 13 of 28, 76 yards. His leading receiver in the first half, 3 catches, 83 yards for Landon Ellis, 3 catches, 10 yards for Braden Wisłowski. 2 catches for 9 yards for both Nick DeGennaro and Wayne Knight. 2 catches, 5 yards for Lakota Dipri. A catch apiece for Jalen Sanchez and Josh Pfeiffer. Running the ball for James Madison, Wayne Knight, 10 carries for 34 yards. Quarterback Barnett, 6 carries, 31 yards. And Joby Malari, 2 carries for 6 yards. Wrapping up the stats in that first half. Time of possession, again, very misleading. 20 minutes, 23 seconds for James Madison. 9 minutes, 37 seconds for Oregon. Oregon has scored so quick on their drives, they haven't had the ball very often. They've only ran 21 plays on their 5 touchdown drives combined. I mean, they are just getting the yards in bunches down the field. And it is what has led to a 34-6 halftime lead for the Oregon Ducks as we are just about ready to start the second half. James Madison will be receiving the football here to start the second half of play. Update on that second FCS semifinal game. They're through 3 quarters there. I was anticipating switching at the half to the second half of that FCS semifinal, but that game's really not much any closer either, as Illinois State leads Villanova 27-6. So Illinois State is 15 minutes away from heading to the FCS championship game. This will be a touchback. I believe Illinois State in that FCS, I believe Illinois State was the last at-large team selected for the tournament, and they are 15 minutes away from advancing to the national championship game. Montana State awaits the winner. Montana State, a winner in the other semifinal earlier today over Montana. That FCS championship game will be January 5th, and I will have a live stream all for the FCS championship game that night. Back here, James Madison at the 25, 1st and 10, opening possession in third quarter. Handoff to Knight, and Knight will pick up 4 yards on first down as he gets up to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up for James Madison. 2nd down and 6 from the 29-yard line. High snap, and this is a keeper this time for Barnett, and he will get up to the 32-yard line, gain of 3. It'll set up 3rd down and 3 for the Dukes. James Madison on 3rd downs tonight, 5 out of 13. They'll need 3 here to keep the drive alive. Barnett coming up to the line. Looks like he's changing the play here. Going out, going back in shotgun. Barnett takes the snap. Barnett looking to throw. Barnett throws, and it's dropped. Intended receiver that time was Wieslowski, and the Dukes go 3 and out on their opening possession of the 3rd quarter. It's a fake, and it's going to be a 1st down for James Madison on a fake punt. Up to the 50-yard line, a perfectly executed fake punt. Well, James Madison's down 4 touchdowns. They got to be pulling stuff out of the bag of tricks, and there was one right there. Executed perfectly. Drive stays alive at the 48. 1st down for the Dukes. Screen pass. And across midfield and out of bounds at the 48-yard line. DeGennard with the reception on the screen pass. And James Madison is driven down into Oregon territory. 5. Second and 5 at the 47 of the Ducks. Barnett throws, has a man. That's going to be a 1st down. James Madison down the sideline. And this is going to be a touchdown for the Dukes. On the touchdown pass. And James Madison is in the end zone for the 1st time tonight. Nick DeGennaro from 47 yards. And it's 34-12 with the extra point pending. So the Dukes get the touch right before halftime, and they come out and get the ball to start the 2nd half and get a touchdown and in the end zone for the 1st time tonight. Extra point attempt. Up, and it is good, and it is now 34-13 Oregon with 12:08 to play in the 3rd quarter. James Madison trying to mount a comeback here. They're going to have to get some defensive stops here and stop this Oregon offense. Dukes in the end zone for the 1st time. 34-13, 12:08 to go in the 3rd. 6-play, 75-yard drive for James Madison. 2 minutes, 52 seconds. 47-yard touchdown pass from Alonzo Barnett to Nick DeGennaro. And James Madison has scored the game's last 10 points. So a good start here to the 2nd half for James Madison. Now can the defense step up and get some kind of stop against this Oregon offense, something they have not been able to get all night long so far. James Madison, it's been defensively that they've struggled because offensively they have put some pretty good numbers up tonight. As James Madison has 272 yards of offense, but just have been unable to get any kind of stops against this powerful, powerful Oregon offense. As Oregon with over 300 yards of offense in that first half. Texas Tech awaits the winner in the Orange Bowl. New Year's Day, that'll be the first of 3 games, 3 playoff quarterfinal games on New Year's Day. Winner of this against Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl. Alabama, Indiana in the Rose Bowl, the middle game. And Ole Miss and Georgia in the Sugar Bowl to wrap it up on New Year's Day. Miami, a winner earlier today over Texas A&M. 10-3, a late touchdown and then a game-sealing interception. Move the Hurricanes on to the quarterfinals. And Ole Miss walloped Tulane for the second time this year. 41-10 was that final. Ole Miss on to the Sugar Bowl against Georgia. That was Ole Miss's only loss of the season, was to Georgia. James Madison set to kick this away, as Oregon will go on offense for the first time here in the second half. Oregon led 34-3 late in the first half, but James Madison has scored the game's last 10 to pull within 34-13 here. Still 12:08 to go in the third. It's a little squib kick, and it's picked up and dropped at the 36-yard line. So Oregon's going to have excellent field position here. Interesting call there. So back out comes Moore and this Georgia offense. Offense hasn't been on the field for quite a while. The only play they've had here recently was that kneel down there at the end of the first half. So offense has had quite a bit of rest here. Dante Moore tonight, 11 of 14, 211 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Did have that one interception that was tipped and intercepted off the deflection. Ducks will have it 1st and 10. Now we've got a little bit. We have a review going on right here. Obviously, when I'm doing these live streams, I have the sound down on the TV, so I'm not quite exactly sure what they're reviewing here. But the head referee is going over to the monitor to review something. Let's see what here's a replay here. Let's figure out what they're reviewing here. Oh, okay. Oh, this is. So the kick returner for Oregon, his knee, it looked like hit after he fielded the ball. That's what they're looking at. Okay, so I think instead of the 37, Oregon's going to have this back at the 24. Because it looks like his knee clearly hits the turf after receiving that football. There's the ball in hand. Yeah, his knee's down at the 24. So this ball's going to be coming back. So the great starting field position for Oregon just got backed up by about 13 yards. Instead of the 37, they're starting at the 24. First down for the Ducks. Moore with the toss play. And this will be a gain of about 7 yards on first down up to the 31-yard line. Hill with the run. Brings up second down and 3. Can James Madison somehow, some way get a defensive stop? Something they have not even come close to doing all night long. There's going to be a first down reception for the Ducks. Up to the 47, there's another big chunk play, 16 yards on the reception to Malik Benson. James Madison not only not stopping Oregon, but not at all being successful in stopping these chunk plays either. First down, Oregon at the 47. Moore out of the shotgun, takes the snap, and it's a give, and this will be another good gain of another 7 yards into James Madison territory up to the 46-yard line. Moving quickly, second down. Moore going deep, has a man wide open, touchdown Oregon. Malik Benson with the touchdown reception, and Oregon again marches right down the field in big chunks. Malik Benson with a touchdown reception, and Oregon wastes no time answering that James Madison touchdown drive. Malik Benson has 107 yards receiving on 3 catches. Extra point up and good, and it is 41-13 Ducks. Malik Benson with a touchdown reception. Oregon now over 400 yards of offense at 435. And another very short drive. Four plays, 75 yards, a minute, 40 seconds. Oregon is wasting no time at all tonight on their touchdown drives. Update on that FCS semifinal, still 27-6. Illinois State over Villanova. And again, an update on my live stream schedule. Tomorrow, we'll have a couple college basketball games on the live stream for you tomorrow. We'll either be on at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock Eastern or 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock Eastern. So James Madison will get the ball back. Again, trying to answer yet another quick Oregon touchdown. The only thing Oregon has not done right on the offensive side tonight was that botched 2-point conversion after the first touchdown. That's the only thing that has not gone right offensively. To the tune of 41 points and 436 yards of offense in a span of only 35 minutes. This will be a touchback. Oregon has scored a touchdown on 6 of their 7 drives, and the one drive they didn't score a touchdown on was that kneel down to end the first half. First down, James Madison. Football at the 25. Throw on first down and incomplete. Throws out of bounds from Barnett. Be second down and 10. And we have an injured James Madison player down. It's the offensive lineman, Pat McMurtry, senior out of Verona, New Jersey. He was first team All Sun Belt Conference this year. So a break from Autzen Stadium as they tend to the injured player. Told you about a couple college basketball live streams I'm doing tomorrow. Let's just take a look at the steering clear from football for a moment. Let's take a look at some top 25 scores around college basketball today. Number 9, Michigan State, a winner over Oakland, 79-70. Number 11, Louisville blows out Montana, 94-54. Number 2, St. John's falls to Kentucky, 78-66. Number 12, North Carolina wins a tight one over Ohio State, 71-70. Number 8, Houston, 94-85 over John Calipari's Arkansas Razorbacks. Number 23, Virginia, 80-72 over Maryland. Number 6, Purdue knocks off number 21, Auburn, big, 88-60. And with a little over 7 minutes to go in the second half, number 3, Duke leads number 19, Texas Tech, 71-63. Duke looking to go to 12-0 on the season. Tomorrow, number 16, Alabama takes on Kennesaw State in college basketball, a couple of 8-3 teams. That's at 2 o'clock Eastern time. That will be the 2 o'clock game. If I do go on the live stream at 2 o'clock, that will be the game that I do tomorrow, Kennesaw State and Alabama. As college basketball getting into its final test before full conference play begins just right after the new year. And another update on that FCS playoff game. Illinois State's added a field goal. It is now 30-6. Illinois State over Villanova. So following the shaken up player for Oregon, We're back to resuming action here. Be a first down for the Dukes. I'm sorry, 2nd and 10. Excuse me. There was an incompletion on the first down play. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Play clock down to 3. They do get the snap off. It's a short pass, and this will be a gain of, well, it's going to end up about a 5-yard gain. It was originally held to about 2 or 3, but getting a couple extra yards with the extra effort, it'll set up a manageable 3rd down and 5. Third down and 5 for James Madison. Need to get to the 35 for a first down. Barnett is going to be sacked back at the 26-yard line. Thought he was going to get out of the sack, but he did not. And James Madison will have to punt it away. So Oregon to get the football back again. Malik Benson back to receive the punt. It's not a fake this time. And it's returnable. Across the 30 and out of bounds at the 32-yard line goes Benson, and that's where this next Oregon drive will start. 8:48 to go in the third. Ducks in control, up 41-13. Winner heads to the Orange Bowl to take on Texas Tech in the quarterfinal round. First down, Oregon at the 32. Moore with the handoff on first down, and this time James Madison's defense is right there. That's only a 1-yard gain on the first down run here for Jay Harris getting into the game at running back, junior out of St. Louis. Second down and 9 for Oregon. Football at the 33. Moore throws left side, overshoots everybody, incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down. Third down and 9 for the Ducks. They've only faced 3rd down one time tonight. This is only their second 3rd down the whole game. Moore out of shotgun. Moore takes the snap. Moore drops back. Moore throws. Nobody home. Incomplete. And James Madison forces a 3 and out. And for the first time tonight, Oregon will have to punt the football. So the first time tonight, the Oregon offense does not produce anything on a drive, not counting that kneel down at the end of the first half. And here's the punt. Takes a nice bounce and out of bounds. They're going to spot this ball at the 27, and that's where James Madison will start this next drive with exactly 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Trailing 41-13. Final game of this first round of the college football playoff. So back on offense will come the Dukes. Finally getting a defensive stand on this last Oregon drive. And now can the offense capitalize? They went 3 and out on their last drive, but had scored on their previous 2 drives. Eight minutes to go in the third. James Madison football, first down. From the 27-yard line. Barnett takes the snap, and it's a handoff on first down to Knight. Knight gets running room, but it closed in a hurry and picks up 3 yards on first down up to the 30. It'll bring up second down 7 for James Madison. Second and 7 at the 30. Midway point, third quarter. Morgan showing blitz. So Barnett gets rid of it and incomplete. A little bit in front of his intended receiver was Lowski, and it'll be third down. Third down 7. James Madison needs to get to the 37 for a first down, where they are 5 for 15 on third down conversions tonight. Blitz coming. Barnett gets rid of it, but overshoots everybody, and it'll be another 3 and out for James Madison. So 2 straight 3 and outs for James Madison. The 6th punt of the night for the Dukes. And also have a fake punt, and this one's blocked and is going to be returned for a touchdown. A blocked punt. So we've had a blocked field goal and now a blocked punt. Let's see who that was that got that punt block for Oregon. Extra point is up and good, and Oregon has 48 on the board with 7:05 remaining in the third quarter. I believe it was Blake Purchase that blocked the punt. But I don't know who that was that recovered it. So now it's 48-13 as Oregon now leads by 35, and here's the kickoff. And it's going to get run out of the end zone, 5 yards deep, and brought down at the 20-yard line on the return. And that's where James Madison will start this next drive. So 2 big special teams plays for Oregon tonight. A blocked field goal and now a blocked punt return for a touchdown. And the Oregon Duck mascot is going to be mighty tired following the game tonight, as he has to do push-ups for every point each time. And I can't even count that high as to how many push-ups the Duck has had to do. First down at the 20. Hand off on first down. This will be a gain of a couple yards up to the 22. It'll be 2nd down and 8 for James Madison. Knight hasn't been super effective rushing the ball tonight. 13 carries, 43 yards. Six and a half and counting to play in the third. Second down and 8, James Madison. Barnett throws, and it goes to the sideline, incomplete. There is a flag on the play. So we'll check the flag. Pass interference, offensive pass interference against James Madison. Got DeGennaro, I think, on the pass interference for James Madison. I don't know. I didn't see much there, but half the distance moves it to 2nd and 19. That was the 9th penalty of the night against the Dukes. Barnett rolling left. Barnett throws, pass caught, and then dropped by Knight. Incomplete. 3rd down. Clock stopped with 6:03 to play in the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 19, back at the 11-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Barnett just avoided the sack and then will throw it out of bounds, and James Madison will have to punt the football yet again. Barnett just avoided a sack right there. So James Madison will be punting from their end zone. 7th punt of the night for James Madison. Here's the kick. Back at the 47, it's fielded. And returnable. 50, 45-yard line, and dropped right there at the 45-yard line on the return. For Benson. So Oregon will get it back. 1st down. How much longer will we see Dante Moore in this game? First down for the Ducks. In James Madison territory, here's a running play on 1st down that doesn't go much of anywhere. Maybe a yard on 1st down for Hill. 2nd down. Second and 9 at the 44. Screen pass on 2nd down. Inside the 40, and it'll be a 1st down. Great effort up to the 31-yard line. McClellan looked like he was going to be stopped a couple yards shy of the 1st down, but kept his legs moving for an extra 4 yards and picking up an Oregon 1st down. On 1st down, a throw over the middle. That's McClellan again, inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be 1st and goal, Oregon. First and goal at the 9. Dante Moore now over 300 yards passing tonight on 15 of 20. It's a handoff, and this will go for maybe a yard. Not much doing there on 1st down for Jay Harris. Second and goal at the 8. 3.5 to go in the 3rd. From the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal for Oregon. Moore looking, throwing out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. 3rd and goal. Third and goal for Oregon. Football at the 8. Moore on 3rd and goal from the 8. Moore being pressured. Moore throw, intercepted. And going back the other way, this is Moore's 2nd pick of the game. And going back the other way and out of bounds at the 38-yard line. A big interception return for James Madison. And now some words being exchanged on the Oregon sideline after the interception. And now a flag comes in. Moore's 2nd pick of the game. Both of them been off of deflections. Actually, I'm sorry, that wasn't deflected. I thought it was tipped at the line, but it wasn't. Words being exchanged afterwards. It was Justin Eaglin that got the interception for James Madison. Then it was Jamari Johnson that came in and gave a little push for an extra 15 yards. So James Madison has it at the 21-yard line. Following the interception and the 15-yard penalty on Oregon. Here's a give on 1st down inside the 20 to the 18. Gain of 3 on 1st down for Wayne Knight. Second and 7. Football at the 18-yard line. Throw left side and out of bounds at the 12, near a 1st down. It'd be about a yard short. Wisłowski with the reception. 3rd down for James Madison at the 12. Trying to punch it in the end zone again. This is a 1st down carry for Knight inside the 10 to the 9. It'll be 1st and goal for James Madison. James Madison looking for their 2nd touchdown of the 3rd quarter. Their previous 3 trips to the red zone have stalled out. They've had to settle for 2 field goals, and then there was also a blocked field goal. 1st and goal at the 9. Flags all over the place as the throw goes out of bounds. And we'll check the flag. It's going to be a hold on the Dukes. That is penalty number 10 tonight on James Madison. So the hold moves it back to the 19. It'll be 1st and goal from the 19-yard line. 91 yards in penalties on the 10 penalty. Now another flag. And once again, when James Madison hits the red zone, they're going backwards, as this will be a false start. So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 24. So the Dukes from the 24-yard line, 1st and goal. High snap. Barnett drops back. Barnett looks toward the end zone. Touchdown, James Madison. That pass right on target. And the touchdown reception for the Dukes. George Pettaway with the 24-yard touchdown reception. And that left corner of the end zone. (48-19). Extra point up and good. And it makes it a 48-20 ball game with 1:15 to play in the 3rd quarter. Four-play, 36-yard drive for the Dukes. It took 1:46 as the Dukes take advantage of the interception. 2nd pick of the night. Teams in this game have combined for just shy of 800 yards of offense, and we still have a full quarter to go. So it's 48-20. James Madison set to kick it away to Oregon. Another squib. I think what their plan is right there is to try to have an Oregon player touch it, the player that's closest to the ball. And then James Madison marches down and retrieves it after it would hit that player. But so far, the Dukes have tried that twice and have come up empty both times, if that's indeed what they're trying. So back comes Oregon, still with a comfortable lead. 1:11 to go in the 3rd. From the 37-yard line. Running play on 1st down, and this is another big gainer. This will be an 11-yard pickup and a 1st down. Jordan Davison getting the carry. It's up to 78 yards rushing on 6 carries. Under a minute for the 3rd. And on 2nd down, this play's going absolutely nowhere. The James Madison defense bolted in, and Davison had nowhere to go. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Oregon will not have to snap it again before the end of the 3rd quarter if they don't want to. Looks like they might try and get a snap off here unless they're going to try and get a free 5 yards. Down to 8 seconds. Yeah, they're not going to snap this ball. They do not, as the third quarter comes to a close at Autzen. Ducks 15 minutes away from a berth in the quarterfinals against Texas Tech. Oregon leads at 48-20 after 3. Taking a look at the stats through 3 quarters. Oregon at 485 yards compared to James Madison's 315, as both teams have now combined for exactly 800 yards of offense. 2 turnovers, though, for Oregon. This last one proved costly as Moore threw the pick, and James Madison took it and scored a touchdown with it. 11 penalties for James Madison tonight for 96 yards. That's been a little bit of a killer. Oregon's been penalized 3 times for 45 yards. Individual stats: Dante Moore, Oregon quarterback, 15 of 22, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's also rushed for a touchdown. Leading receiver for Oregon in this game with 6 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown is Jeremiah McClellan. Malik Benson's caught 3 catches for 107 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Jamari Johnson has the other receiving touchdown on a 41-yard reception. Running the football, Jordan Davison's rushed it 7 times for 78 yards. De'Air Hill Jr.'s rushed it 5 times for 75 yards and a touchdown. Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, has the other rushing touchdown. For James Madison, their numbers look this way, individual numbers. Excuse me. Alonzo Barnett, 17 of 38 passing, 157 yards and 2 touchdowns. His favorite receiver tonight is Braden Wisłowski, 5 catches for 20 yards, 3 catches apiece for Landon Ellis, who has 83 yards, and Nick DeGennaro, 56 yards and a touchdown reception. Other touchdown reception belongs to George Pettaway of 24 yards. Excuse me, that was his only catch of the night so far. Running the football for the Dukes, Wayne Knight, 15 carries for 50 yards. Quarterback Barnett's rushed it 8 times for 31 yards. And Oregon, as we get set to go the fourth quarter, Oregon leading this game 48-20. It'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Ducks. Temperature at kickoff in the mid-40s in Eugene, Oregon. So here we go, fourth quarter getting underway. Ducks 15 minutes away from a berth in the quarterfinals against Texas Tech. And this is Hill getting the carry, and Hill will get to the 49-yard line. Gain of only a couple will bring up 3rd down. Third and 9 from the 49. Rolling right. Throws. Pass is dropped. That was right into the hands of Davison, and he just flat dropped it. Oregon will have to punt the football. Only the second punt of the night for Oregon. And the punt will bounce at the 20, take an Oregon bounce, and be downed at the 11-yard line. And that is where James Madison will start their first drive of the fourth quarter in a huge hole, 48-20. Do have a final from that second FCS semifinal. Illinois State defeated Villanova 30-14. So Illinois State, who I believe was the last at-large selection for the FCS playoff field, they are headed to the FCS National Championship game against number 2 Montana State. Again, that FCS Championship game will be January 5th, the first Monday after the new year. And I will be live streaming that FCS Championship game on my YouTube and Kick streams. So following the timeout, James Madison will have it. 1st and 10 at the 11. And we have a big change of events in one of these college basketball games. We have another undefeated team that is undefeated no more. Texas Tech made a huge run in the second half, and Texas Tech has just knocked off Duke 82-81. So that is Duke's first loss of the season in college basketball. What a rally in the second half there for Texas Tech. So James Madison with the ball. They are backed up. Needing a huge fourth quarter to avoid seeing their season come to a close. On a packed house at Autzen Stadium in Eugene, Oregon on this Saturday evening. First down for the Dukes. And taking the snap. Barnett looking, has a lot of room to run this, and he sees it and will go out of bounds near the first down marker. It's going to be a yard short. It'll be 2nd down and 1. Boy, there was a ton of room for Barnett, and he finally realized that and got a good 9 yards on first down. Second down and 1. Sitting just outside the 20. It's actually less than a yard. Barnett on 2nd down and 1. Looking, has a man. 1st down, Dukes. 30, 35, 40, and out of bounds near the midfield marker. Gain of 28. Jalen Sanchez with the reception for James Madison. First down at the 48. Taking the snap, throwing to a wide open receiver. The catch is made at the 21-yard line. And the Dukes are driving again. Boy, Nick DeGennaro was wide open. Barnett found him downfield. 4th reception tonight for DeGennaro for 87 yards and a touchdown reception. 1st down at the 21. Barnett looking and throws incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. Barnett got hit right as he was releasing that ball. Second down. Clock is stopped with 12:04 to go. 2nd and 10 at the 21. On 2nd down, that pass tipped again at the line and incomplete. And it'll be 3rd down and 10. So I think the 3rd pass now tonight that Barnett has had deflected. Third down and 10 at the 21. On 3rd down, this is a give up the middle. This will be a 1st down near the 10-yard line. Wayne Knight with the run. 1st down, Dukes. They're marking the ball right at the 10-yard line, so that'll make it 1st and goal. Barnett looking and has a man, but too high, incomplete. DeGennaro, the intended receiver. I'm sorry, it was not DeGennaro. It was Wazlowski, the intended receiver. 2nd and 10. Second and goal at the 10. 11:13 remaining. Barnett will keep it himself and get to the 2-yard line. 3rd down and goal. So it'll be 3rd and goal for James Madison at the 2. Barnett on 3rd and goal. Takes the snap, and now it's a little reverse play, and this is going to be a Dukes touchdown from 2 yards out. A little reverse. Lakata Dupree with the 2-yard rushing touchdown, and it's 48-26 with the extra point pending. And James Madison's going to go for 2 here. Not exactly quite sure why, but Barnett throws too high, and it will stay 48-26. There is a flag. Alston was the intended receiver in the back of the end zone for the 2 points. It's going to be an illegal shift on James Madison, so that won't matter. Oregon will decline that. And the score will remain 48-26 with 10:26 to play in the second half. James Madison, 13 unanswered points here. There is still time, but James Madison's going to have to get stops. Get an update on that NFL game between the Packers and the Bears. Eagles won earlier 29-18 over Washington. That clinches the NFC East for the Eagles and will eliminate the Cowboys from playoff contention. Packers leading the Bears 16-6, 3:15 to go. So unless the Bears can make that 10-point comeback, Green Bay is going to get the season sweep of Chicago. And will take the lead in the NFC North. Will be a game ahead of the Bears in the loss column, but again, we'll have the season sweep in hand. So the top 4 seeds, Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech, got opening buys in the first round. The 4 teams in last year's 12-team playoff, the 4 teams that drew the buys into the quarterfinal round, all 4 lost that quarterfinal game. Will history repeat itself? So James Madison, let's see if they try that squib kick again that they've tried a couple times tonight. No, it looks like they're actually setting up for an outsides kick. Now switching direction. And Oregon will cover it at the 47-yard line. So the Ducks with outstanding field position here and 10:26 to go, leading 48-26. This is probably a most likely must be a 3-and-out stop for James Madison. And definitely have to keep him off the scoreboard. Ducks start at the 47 of the Dukes after that failed onside kick attempt. And this will be a handoff on first down. This will be a gain of about 4 yards. Out of bounds at the 43. For Noah Whittington, be second down and 6. $10 and counting. Second and 6 at the 43. Screen pass on second down and only good for a couple yards. So James Madison gets a stop on the first 2 plays. It'll be third down and 4. Third down and 4. Oregon using a little bit of clock here now. Oh, that time they snap it still with 12 on the play clock. Pass caught, first down, Ducks. And out of bounds. Malik Benson with another reception. Ducks move the chains as the ball's up to the 32-yard line. First down for Oregon. And up to the 25-yard line, there's a gain of 6 more on the carry for Davison. Brings up second down and 4. If I'm Oregon, I use that full 40-second play clock and not snap the ball until 1 second showing on that. Oregon has just gone north of the 500-yard mark tonight. Second and 5. Clock under 8 minutes. And a run here goes absolutely nowhere on second and 5. Good defense that time by the Dukes. It'll bring up third and 5 for Oregon. We have passed the midway point of the fourth quarter. It's third down and 5 for Oregon. And the toss on third and 5 will be good for an Oregon first down and a chance to use some more clock. Ball down to the 19. Another chance to with a fresh set of downs to work on some even more clock here for Oregon. Comes another run and up to the 13-yard line, maybe the 12. Medium-sized gain of 6 on first down. There is a flag that comes in. So we'll see what the flag's about. It's a face mask against Oregon, offensive face mask. Oh, yeah, clearly. Good call. Isaiah World, the offensive lineman that grabbed the face mask. So now it's 1st and 25. And they keep it on the ground. And this is a pretty good gainer on first down up to the 24-yard line. Jaden Lamar getting the carry there. No reason to be in a hurry at this point if you're Oregon. That was a gain of 10, bringing up 2nd and 15. Second and 15 at the 24. This is Lamar again. This time he's going to be hit in the backfield and drop for a couple-yard loss. And it'll bring up 3rd and long. Clock down to 5 minutes and counting. Third and long for Oregon. On 3rd and 17, there's a screen pass that blew up. Good defensive play for James Madison. It'll be a loss, and it'll bring up 4th down and 20. And we'll see what Oregon elects to do here. This would be a 47-yard field goal from here. James Madison takes a timeout here with 4:22 to go. Oregon will have a 4th and 21 at the 30-yard line. So we'll see what Oregon elects to do here on 4th and 21. Sorry, I was reading there was a little bit of a scuffle at the end of that Philadelphia-Washington NFL game earlier. Philly went for two late in a game that was decided, and that created a little brouhaha. In case you missed that, in the NFL, Eagles beat Washington 29-18. Eagles clinched the NFC East, and that eliminates the Dallas Cowboys from playoff contention. So back here with 4:27 to go, Oregon's going to try a long field goal here. This is a 48-yard attempt for Atticus Sappington. This to extend the lead to 25. From 48 yards. Snap away, kick is up, and the kick is right down the middle. Add three more for Oregon, and they have hung 51 on the board with 4:22 to play. That was Oregon's longest drive of the night, 10 plays. 21 yards, but it took over 6 minutes off the clock, 6 minutes, 4 seconds, which is the most important thing for them at this point. Run down that clock. The Bear in the NFL, the Bears have just completed a 10-point rally in less than 3 minutes to tie the Packers. That game is now 16-16. Green Bay has the ball at their own 27-yard line. Bears were down 16-6 with a little over 3 minutes left. And they have tied it up. The Oregon Duck mascot is going to need some ice after this game. The Duck does push-ups, depending on the score, after each score. They're at 51 here, so the Duck is definitely going to need some ice after this game. Fair catch in the end zone, and the ball will come out to the 25 for the Dukes. The Dukes hung with the Ducks, at least offensively in this game, but defensively just were unable to stop Oregon. They did a couple drives in the second half, but outside of that, they just could not stop the chunk plays. And it appears following some major comeback here that the Duke season's going to come to an end. This ball is going to be start at the 1 yard line instead of the 25 for a touchback. The ball was going to be a kneel down in the end zone, and the kickoff was muffed. Retrieved at the 1 yard line and then took a knee right there. So instead of a touchback, because of the muff, James Madison starts at the 1. There's a first down completion to DeGennaro, but only for 3 yards. Second and 7. And whistle stop play here. Be a false start, which will move it back to the 2. Second and 9. So 2nd and 9 following the penalty. Back at the 2. Clock's under 4 minutes. Barnett throws over, shoots his receiver, and now a flag. That'll be 15 yards. Well, or a pass interference. Spot foul. Obidegwu looks like it's going to be the guilty party for Oregon. So the spot foul. Just out of the reach. But then the interference call. Moves the ball to the 13-yard line. 1st down. Barnett takes the snap. Barnett drops back. Barnett throws over the middle to a wide open receiver. And all the way 5-yard line. That's a gain of 32. Wislowski, the reception for James Madison. Up at the 45, Barnett, left side, has another open receiver and out of bounds into Oregon territory. That's Wayne Knight with second down, about 1.5 yards. Barnett's going to be sacked this time back at the 50-yard line. I believe that was Ashton Porter that got the sack. On 3rd down, and this will be a 1st down for Knight and more. The 20 to the 10, and he's just shy as he's brought down at the 1-yard line. Knight almost had a 50-yard touchdown run. And now that'll take us to the 2-minute timeout. James Madison trying to put one more score on the board. With 2 minutes to play. (51-26). Folks, I'm going to sign off the live stream pretty quick at the end of the game tonight, so I'm actually going to start running down the stats of this game following this drive here to see what James Madison does. So the quarterfinal round, we're going to go ahead and send Oregon through here. So the quarterfinal round will begin on New Year's Eve. At the Cotton Bowl, Miami and Ohio State. And then 3 games New Year's Day, the other 3 quarterfinal games. Texas Tech and we presume to be Oregon in the Orange Bowl. Alabama, Indiana in the Rose Bowl, and that Ole Miss Georgia rematch in the Sugar Bowl. Georgia handing Ole Miss their only loss of the season. Ole Miss has a little bit of revenge on their minds. So 2 minutes to play. James Madison is at the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. First and goal at the 1. Barnett throws and overshoots Knight in the corner of the end zone and incomplete. There is a flag. Offensive pass interference. So again, James Madison shooting themselves in the foot in the red zone. And see much there either on the replay. 13th penalty of the night against James Madison. First and goal back at the 16 after the 15-yard offensive pass interference. On first and goal from the 16, pass falls incomplete. Knight was covered well. Wayne Knight, the intended receiver, 2nd down. Second and goal from the 16. 1:52 to go. James Madison looking for one last score here. Pass over the middle is going to be caught and down to the 2-yard line. George Pettaway with the reception of 14 yards. 3rd and goal at the 2. And a handoff on 3rd and goal at the 2, and not going to make it. Be about a half yard short. 4th and goal from about the half-yard line. Timeout called by James Madison with 1:05 to go. They're down to 1 timeout. Yeah, he is short. So one final chance for James Madison to get in the end zone here. 4th and goal at the half-yard line. And in from a yard out officially for the James Madison touchdown. It's a quarterback keeper for Alonzo Barnett. James, even though the game is in hand, James Madison fans still cheering on their Dukes here to the very end. And again, James Madison going to go for 2 here, just like they did on the last touchdown. Barnett takes the snap. Barnett looking, and that will be 2 points. DeGennaro with the 2-point reception. And James Madison's put up 28 points here in the second half. It's not going to be enough to complete the comeback, but they just could not get any stops on Oregon. 34 points normally would be enough to win a game, but inability to stop Oregon. (51-34) with 1:05 to go. That drive for James Madison. 9 plays, 99 yards. Remember, that thing started at the 1-yard line because of the muffed kickoff. Took 3 minutes, 17 seconds. And a 1-yard touchdown run for the quarterback, Barnett. Teams have combined for over 1,000 yards of offense. Both teams have cleared 500 yards. James Madison again setting up for an onside kick. And Oregon will cover it and can run out this last 103. Alonzo Barnett for James Madison tonight, 23 of 48 passing, 273 yards and 2 touchdowns. Braden Weslowski, 6 catches for 52 yards, 5 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown for Nick DeGennaro. 2 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown for George Pettaway. 3 catches, 83 yards for Landon Ellis. 2 catches for 36 yards for Jalen Sanchez as Oregon goes into victory formation here. 3 catches for 18 yards for Wayne Knight, 2 catches, 5 yards for Lakota Dipree, and 1 catch for Josh Pfeiffer running the ball for James Madison. 17 carries for 110 yards for Wayne Knight. Quarterback Barnett, 12 carries, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Lakota Dipree, 2 rushes, 18 yards for a touchdown. Joby Malari, Nick DeGennaro, and George Pettaway ran the ball as well for James Madison. And the final snap right here, and the final kneel down, and the Oregon Ducks headed to the quarterfinal round with a 51-34 win over James Madison. Final numbers for Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, 19 of 27 passing, 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, did have the 2 picks. 6 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown for Jeremiah McClellan. 5 catches, 119 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns for Malik Benson. Jamari Johnson had the other receiving touchdown, 41-yarder. 2 catches for 19 yards for Kenyon Sadiq. 2 catches for minus 6 yards for Jaden Lamar. Catch apiece for De'Aaron Hill Jr., Noah Whittington, and DeCorian Moore. Running the football for Oregon, Jordan Davison, 10 carries, 90 yards. De'Aaron Hill Jr., 6 rushes, 76 yards for a touchdown. The other rushing touchdown went to Dante Moore, 5 yards. Noah Whittington rushed it 4 times for 24 yards. Jaden Lamar, 1 rush for 10 yards. And Jay Harris also ran the ball 1 time for the Ducks. .514 yards of offense for Oregon, 509 for James Madison. James Madison was killed with penalties, 13 penalties, 113 yards tonight, 5 penalties for 71 yards against Oregon. So over 1,000 combined yards between the two teams, but Oregon built that big lead in the first half and never looked back. James Madison tried a couple times to come back, but the hole was just too big as Oregon wins it 51-34 and will advance on to the quarterfinal round to play the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. That will be coming up on New Year's Day in the Orange Bowl in Miami. Going to sign off here pretty quick, folks, on the live stream. Again, my name is John. You can follow on YouTube, Sports Bonanza John. If you do like my content, really would appreciate a like and subscribe on there. You can also follow me on Kick at Sports Kick John. Also have some content on Twitch at Sport Guru John. Have not posted there in a while, but we'll be getting back to posting there before too long. Again, I'll be back tomorrow with a couple college basketball live streams. We'll either be on with you at 2 Eastern and 4 Eastern or 4 Eastern and 6 Eastern. Depending on the schedule, I'll try to update it on my page. That way you know when I'm going to be on. But I have a couple college basketball live streams for you tomorrow on a Sunday. A couple good college basketball games for you. And that will be on the live stream on both YouTube and Kick tomorrow. Appreciate you joining me, folks, for this James Madison, Oregon first-round college football playoff game. Hopefully you can join me tomorrow for some college basketball action. Thanks for joining.